What's up? What's up? What's up? Live in effect. Boys out here breaking necks, coming down because on YouTube getting checks, huh?
But we don't get checks though.
Not yet. Manifest that shit, babe. Manifest it.
Don't tell me I'll go deliver room
Manifest
before you know it. Back up in the morning, we got 1,000 subscribers.
Because we do that type of shit. Because let some people come on in here.
Somebody on here, let me tell you something. Don't be up here not saying, hey, please say hello. Who here?
What's good?
What's good in the neighborhood? You know what show was that, baby?
I don't know.
Mr. Rogers.
Let me clean out the camera real quick.
Oh my God. Here he go. Baby, this is ghetto. This is the stuff you do before you get on.
They know us.
And I keep telling you, if we're going to be recording in my bathroom, don't make it ghetto, baby. Who in here? Is one person in
See
here?
what I'm saying? I like it.
Baby, it looks exactly the same. But if you feel like something different's happening, babe, it's ghetto.
There we go. I feel like it's brighter. Anyways, let's go and get into the video because we already 1 minute and 32 seconds of doing nothing.
I'm really upset that this person that's on here has not typed and said that they was on here.
Maybe they're typing right now as we speak. Anyways, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's going down? You know what I'm saying? I want to bring y'all some video today. If you didn't check the title out, it is 4 signs that fear is holding you back from relocating. And mama's tired.
Baby.
So yeah, we want to bring y'all some signs that we noticed when we were
Who is this person?
beginning to move or about to move, because y'all know us moving to Colorado has not been a short process. It was always, we like to call it a 5-year process because we started thinking about it 5 years ago.
Process.
It really wasn't.
Start doing shit until
the
30
last,
days
until the 30 days. But that ties into the whole video as well.
It's not, these are not just us. These are some things that I learned during the process of talking to people.
Yes.
That are common things that happen to people.
Yeah. So number 1 is you keep changing your plan.
This is a big one.
Yes.
Because for me, it was a big one because I'm a planner. Like I like to plan shit down to the T. But it gets to the point where it's like you over planning. You can't plan for everything. So what this one means is like you got this whole plan laid out, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this as the timeline continues to go on. And it's like you get to the point where all you're doing is planning and no action.
Yeah.
That's a big one. A lot of people do that. I thought it was just me, but it's pretty much everybody I've talked to.
Yeah, just writing down dreams and stuff. But you never put nothing behind it. It's like, I want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, but then you'll never.
By the time you know you all the way to Z and you haven't
even
done
done
A
nothing.
yet.
You ain't even done A yet. So again, number 1 was you keep changing your plan. Number 2 is you keep trying to make the best out of your circumstances.
This is a big ass one right here.
I felt like that was the biggest of our problems. We just, every time we got ready to do something different, it was always like, oh, why don't we move in this area? Because then this will happen and this and this and this and that. And we was for real 2-3 months in, that might have like helped at the beginning or what we thought, but really like 2 or 3 months in, everywhere we moved, a new place, when it wasn't us being able to, I mean, when we were supposed to move out, if it wasn't us like moving out of the state, every place that we went to like 2-3 months in, we was like, we over this shit. Like it didn't matter where we moved. We lived in a very nice area before we moved to Beaumont, like an ideal area that we wanted. Kids was in great schools, like everything, and it just still sucked. It sucked very bad.
And I think a lot of people will be like, oh, I hate it here, but I like my job. Oh, well, if I move to this area, it'll be better. You keep on coming up with reasons why basically you come up with reasons outside of you just done with the place of why, your circumstances aren't what they are. So flat out, if you're not happy, you're never going to get happy in that place. If it's something that's pertaining to that place or whatever, it's no point in just trying to like recreate, the circumstances. A lot of people especially now, and this was me too. And then I had a conversation with somebody over a call recently where it was very similar. And somebody was like, oh, well, I feel so bad because I had this great job. But, you know, I feel blessed. I mean, I feel bad because I'm really blessed that so many people out of job. It's like, if you're miserable, you're not blessed.
Right.
Like, period. And I think especially, like, I can't speak for other races, but I feel like for Black and brown people, it's like we condition to think like that, because I feel like our generations a lot of times haven't always had the opportunity to have the best. So it's always like, be grateful for what you have. And I do agree with gratitude. But at the end of the day, what we have to start understanding is if you have the power to change something and you're not happy with it, then you need to change it.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that.
Yeah. And I also want to touch on something you said about like not being happy. We shot a video on the 6 signs it's time to relocate. So that was one of the signs.
Description box.
Hit the description box down below if you haven't seen it. If you are not happy, or if something is causing you to be in a mentally bad space, which was one of our signs, then you know that it's time to relocate. That's the same thing. Stop trying to make the best out of an unhappy situation, because it's never going to happen. No matter what you do, no matter what you try to do, change jobs, change areas, change friends, move to different cities in that state. Because even for us, we knew we only lived in Houston, but we knew immediately, like, once we was done with Houston, there wasn't no place in Texas. Like, we canceled Texas as a whole. We was like, we don't want to go to Austin. We don't want to go to Dallas. We lived in Beaumont, which was a lot smaller. We definitely didn't want to do that longer than what we did. So we was over. So, you know, make sure if that's one of your things, then you need to, it's probably about time to change the scenery and the environment for sure. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Number 3 is procrastination.
Procrastination is a huge indicator of fear.
Yes.
It's like fear unsubconsciously.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes. Oh man.
It's like you think that, oh, I just don't have time. I'm about to tell you something serious, and I say this all the time when I talk to my life coaching clients when we do goal setting. Procrastination is self-sabotage. Period. If you procrastinating on doing something, you are most likely scared of the results. That's really the truth. I mean, procrastination is an illusion because you make time for things that you prioritize correctly.
Yeah.
If it's a priority for you, you're going to do it. So if you really want to move and something is a priority for you and you're not doing it, you procrastinating on it, most of the time, it's a sign of fear.
Definitely.
So that's a big sign that you're scared.
Yeah.
And if you're scared, go change it.
I like that. Oh man, yeah. So, I mean, number 3 in the nutshell is fear is basically an illusion. It's all made up. It's not real, people. Like, just go for it. We
say it all the time.
We do.
The truth.
And it really is the truth. Number 4, and the last one is you keep finding reasons to adjust your timeline. That was another big one I think that, and then we came up with we came across a bunch of people that we talked to on our calls that was doing the same thing. Like, oh, I plan to leave in December. Then like, and even in that whole conversation of that present conversation, it was like, oh, we into December. Then somehow the conversation go on that it's like, oh yeah, in 3 to 6 months. And then we like, hold up, wait a minute. You just said
6 months turned to a year.
Yeah.
This happened countless times in conversations with calls of y'all talking to us about relocating. I have talked to at least 7 people.
I would say at least 10.
I was just gonna say last week.
Okay,
last week alone.
Because we've been booming with calls. People been hitting us up. Okay, so yeah, you're right.
I talked to at least 7 people just last week who gradually changed their timeline over the period of the call, and I had to keep on bringing it back to you. Do realize that you making your timeline? That's a sign of fear. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, and I'm just gonna keep it 100%. It's never gonna be the right time. It's like having a baby. Okay. Yeah. It could be a better time, but it's never going to be like this perfect time where all the stars align type stuff. Something is always going to happen. And let me explain why I say it's like having a baby. Because you could be totally financially sound. You could be totally, have your house, have all of this stuff ready. But the bottom line is nothing can prepare you to do something that you've never done before. parenting is something that most people, when they have their first child, unless they adopted something, have never done before. Yeah. So there's no way to be fully prepared for it. It's the same thing when you moving yourself or your family across the United States of America or to another country, right, or whatever. There's never going to be the right time. You just got to do it, sis, bro. You just got to do it.
Get out there and do it. Like, and it's better, you know, I know it's easier said than done, but I'm telling y'all, man, it's the best thing that ever happened to us. And I'm telling you, when you do, there's so much on the other side.
There's now 2 people in here that have not
said anything
to us. I'm starting to think they don't like us.
Maybe they don't, but that's okay. As long as they watching, that mean they like us. They just don't like us.
They don't mean they
you
like
you ain't got no haters. You ain't popping.
They're not haters. I just think they don't want to talk to us.
Right. I'm not calling y'all haters. Maybe y'all shy. But anyways, yeah, y'all got to get out there and do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to step out on faith sometimes, and you got to just, you know, put your trust in the Lord. And if you don't believe in the Lord, put your trust in yourself. Period. That's what I was going to say next. Period. Pooh.
Well, okay. I feel like we got to cover our grounds now. Some people believe in God and other things. Some people just believe in God. Put your fear in God, Jesus, your ancestors, the spirit guides, the earth elements, whatever you into, or all of them.
Put your trust
in that, or and yourself,
and then walk out, or yourself,
and go on. You see what I'm saying?
Because I'm telling y'all, we that's why we bring y'all these videos about relocating, and we stopped, just giving y'all Colorado specific and started to try to make it wider because, yeah, a lot of people don't want to move to Colorado, but a lot of our following wants to relocate, and they looking at us like, dang, they did it with 4 kids, okay? Like, big family. We moved across. Most of our people probably single or don't have huge families.
Baby, let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? If you single, please, I'd big go. I wouldn't be watching this shit.
I wouldn't even be. I'll be starting to shoot a YouTube video and be saying, yo, Steamers, appreciate y'all, because I done done it already. Like, here I am. If you single, there is no way anything should be holding you back. Or just a couple should be holding y'all back. For real, telling y'all do that.
The biggest thing for me, baby, was like, if it was just me and him, we would have been gone. But the biggest thing was we got 4 little people depending on us that didn't ask to be in no circumstances that we put them in. Yeah. So it had to be more calculated because it's like, if we go out here and it is okay if me and you hungry or me and you got to sleep in our car. But if we got our kids, like, that's not fair to them to put them in that type of situation because we didn't take the proper step. But if we was just us or I was single,
I think we would have been. We already said that. Married. I was just going to say, I think we'd have done. And the crazy thing is, the RV idea, we don't even know why we didn't do none of the stuff we wanted to at the beginning when we had just 1 kid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When it was just us 3. We didn't know why we didn't do any of that. And, so, I mean, everything has a plan and walked out. But I still just like, if y'all are in there and are doing those things and y'all thinking about that, or just anything, just do it. For real, it's not the time. I think 2020 definitely has showed us that we definitely all are on borrowed time. There's many people that didn't left this earth this year. I think that should be motivation to do any and everything you want to do, at least to get the chance to say you tried to shit. We're not saying that 100% it worked, 100% it failed. Sometimes, you take some losses with the wins, but at least you get to go out and say, hey, I tried it, I've done it. But you're never going to experience or never going to really, get to the full potential if you don't 100% try to go all in at least once, at least risk it all once.
But the thing
you see what I'm saying? I don't even want to say risk, but I mean, like,
everything is a risk.
It is, but I mean, I want to make sure, put all your chips in one time and just see. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what people have to realize is, first of all, if you do realize that you're scared, I think the first thing to do is admit to yourself that you're scared so you can start to work through it. Yeah. But like, you're right. But the thing is, when it comes to things like, if when he's talking about risk, right? I think that people have to understand that there is a level of risk taking that happens with every single thing. So, like, for example, I'm going to give you a big one that a lot of people don't think about. Like, a lot of people that I talk to are always like, oh, I got a stable job here and so on and so forth. And, they say like, oh, well, if I change my job, whatever, right? My thing is, if you was to stay in the same place that you in and either you got fired or you had to change jobs. Let's say you had to change jobs. Let's give it a good thing. And you put in a 2 weeks notice. That's one of the biggest risks that you could ever take, because most people become homeless in a 2 week period.
Right.
Because you could get them a notice and they can say, well, we don't need you no more, and let you leave. And then your next job, now you ain't got to check for 2 weeks, and you know what I'm saying? All these serious events can happen. Or everything could go right. You go to your next job and they can shut down. Anything could happen, right? But the thing is, we relate these levels of risk to things that we don't realize that is risk associated in our everyday lives. So what you have to do is plan for the risk, but don't over plan to the point that you plan so much you're not actually doing what you set out to do.
Right. So
that's all I got. Huh?
Good advice. Good tea. I like it.
Translation: he trying to watch sports on his phone over here, so he want to wrap this video up.
No, I don't.
So anyways, that's all I got for y'all. So I noticed that a lot of people, they have. Another thing is, if you're really scared, move to another depending on where you at.
Right.
Move to another city
First.
in your state.
And see what the stepping stone, because that was another thing for us. We did that. Then once we did that, we really was like, oh, y'all done effed up now. So it's like, we really out here now. So once that happened, I think that kind of helped us a little bit, because we really was like, shit, we already done this. And it was a big step for us, as far as, it was still Texas, but it was a big step for us, because it was like, we no longer there. So
I think too, one of the things that helped us with moving to the city was you could have done this at home. We thought, I don't know why we felt like we just had so much support with our kids.
I don't know.
And we didn't. So I think evaluate that if that's one of the things you're worried about. Mm-hmm. If you somebody who got a lot of support from your family, that's different.
Yeah.
But we had financial support from maybe one person in our family, and that person, if we need, yeah. But the thing is, if we need something, there's always a way to get money.
Right.
So, anyways, we out. I'm over this. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.